Welcome to Toy Hill Studio. My name is Kendall Kessler. I'm in the mood for a floral today, but I've picked something that is probably going to take a lot more time than I'm going to put into it in this YouTube. So I'm going to get it started, see how it goes, and then probably finish it off camera. In a way, it's kind of nice because then that really encourages people to click on the link in the description to see the painting. I want to really do something that is very expressive, but at the same time is rose. So I'm going to use a small brush and I'm going to go around these areas here and then with some darker paint and then pull out the petals. A rose is really quite a problem in perspective, trying to get something to look round, and I have a feeling we're not going to have a lot of success in a short YouTube, but we'll see. I'm using a water media and hopefully it's going to bleed into these areas that I just put in and start to create some roundness, which it is great. As I've said before, my main medium is oil paint, so I'm not really as adept in water media, but getting a lot better because of all these YouTubes. It works real good for YouTube because it dries quickly and I can do more than one layer and get some really interesting effects. Okay, get back into that a little more so we can get that part of the petal. The thing about a rose is it's got all these petals going in all different ways, but it's also the whole thing is round. So it is very tricky. Okay, on the other side I think I'll start with the pink and then go around it. See how that works. On this one here. And I'll do some more like that and then I'll go back into it. I think I'm going to have more success with what I want if I do that. Just hoping it's not going to take a tremendous amount of time. I like to really not have real long ones, but I don't want to do this, as I said many times, don't want to do the time-lapse thing. That's just not for me. I like to talk. I did this for so many years at Radford University, where I demonstrated and talked at the same time. But it was mostly for art appreciation students, and a lot of them were just taking it because they had to take it, so I did it at the speed of light. But these I'm going a lot slower because I'm hoping there are people that really want to see this. Okay, it's not doing too bad. Get that top little one right there and there. Yeah, it's starting to get it. It's probably not, like I said, it's probably going to take a lot more time to get what I want, but let's move it along here. Roses are so incredibly beautiful. I like all floral flowers, but roses especially are really amazing. They sort of make me think like they're velvety or something. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna hopefully come out. I'm getting kind of a hybrid look where I'm using the yellow and the pink together, which I always thought was really pretty. I have an oil painting of a hybrid rose that I like very much. Well, this is coming along a lot better than I thought it would, considering all the work that has to be done with all these petals. But I'm just going to move along here and see if I can't. Like I said, because it's a water media, it's going to dry. So I'm going to be able to go back into it a lot, like I just did right there. And hopefully be able to get the background too. And the leaves. But I'm just going to get this kind of filled in and keep on going around all these edges. I don't want to lose them. But I'm finding that this is working pretty good just to kind of fill it in. I can see where all the edges are and go back into them. Under a little time restraint today. I have so much to do. I know if you watch any of my YouTubes, you know I'm saying that ad nauseum, but it really is true. I'm always so busy. I've got a lot to do today. Correspondence and promo with my artwork and just all kinds of stuff. Yeah, well, I think this is not going to be too bad. One of them if you've watched my YouTube, you heard me complain about one of them, that it turned out so bad that right towards the end I just kind of cussed it out, turned it off, and got rid of it. Well, I didn't get rid of it, actually. I got rid of the YouTube because I just actually, after a while, looked back into it. I thought, well, wait a minute. I can really turn this into something. And I did. And I put it on, I haven't put it on my portfolio yet, but I will. Okay. May not be getting exactly all the roundness yet. That's going to take more time. But I'm getting it to get the whole suggestion of the flower and all the winding stuff of a rose, and at the same time getting some real expressive colors. So can't complain. Yeah, it certainly needs a whole lot more, but I'm going to go ahead and fill in. It's only been 5 minutes. I'm going to fill in the rest of it and then see if I can go back into this and make it look more round and pull it out a little better. So for the background, I decided I really want to make it dark so that the rose really comes out. And I need a bigger brush, so I don't have to spend a lot of time with that. And use a bunch of different colors here. Okay, I've got to have more water than that, or it's not going to get done. You want the rose to really pop out of a very dark background. Shoot, it's taking longer than I thought it would. This part of see if I can move it along a little faster so I can get to the leaves and all. You can always go back in and reestablish the rose. As I said before, a lot of people don't realize that, but most paintings are done in layers, and you can go over them and over them and over them, the whole thing. I remember one time I was doing a commission for someone where she was coming in and out of the studio to check on it, and after the first layer she came in, I could tell it wasn't what she wanted, and I explained to her that it's just the first layer, no problem, I can do anything, I can change it, go completely over it. The only thing that you really can't do is if you're doing oils, after a point it'll build up so much that you gotta get a chisel or something to crack it. I do a lot of impasto paintings where the paint does come off the surface in brushwork, really expressive, intense brushwork, and it can get to the point where you can't go any further. It's just too thick. But with an acrylic and with a water medium, you can't go over it. Now, watercolors, though, I shouldn't say that exactly. Watercolors is very tricky. A lot of people consider it the hardest medium there is, and there are certain techniques that you're going to completely mess up if you keep going back into it. So you got to really know your stuff. Winslow Homer figured out how to just use the paper to make the colors light, so that you don't usually use any white, and he just was able to do that so that you really see an intensity. Adding white kind of dulled the color, but he did it so that you just see this tremendous intensity. And a lot of people consider his watercolors to be the best paintings ever in terms of technical skill, as they are really amazing. And because they're watercolors, and watercolors will get damaged by light very easily, they keep them under lock and key and take them out once in a while. Okay, well, you can see it's pretty rough and certainly needs a lot more work for what I want, but coming along. I'm going to put the leaves in real quick and then go back into the rose, and then if I'm not happy with it, I'm going to work off camera. And you can see it, final one, on my website when I put it up there. Okay, it's only been 9 minutes, so I think I'm going to go back into this. I like to keep these about 20 minutes. Okay, now see if I can go back into the rose and do more with it in terms of pulling out those rounded areas, the petals that should be coming out more, and just adding more pink to it. I did want it to be basically a pink rose. Let's see what I can get here. Okay, this one down here is definitely needs to come out more. This is where I'm going to be using it more like a traditional acrylic, where I'm really using a good bit of paint I learned a long time ago from a very good teacher that you can use acrylics as watercolors. You just thin it way down, and it's true. You can really just use them as a watercolor, and I always think the colors look so much better than watercolors. Now, you know, real hardcore watercolors might say, "Oh, you're crazy," but I think they look better. So when I do these, I just use my acrylics that I use in many different ways. Okay, I'm trying to pull out those petals more. Get more pink too. Yeah, that's coming along. Yeah, I don't want to lose the different colors though. I do want to have it a little more expressive. Anyway, you know, you look at anything because of the way the light hits, it's going to have more colors than just what we call the local color anyway. The colors of light and shade always modify what you're seeing. I have a hairdresser who's real cute. She says that when she has someone that's concerned about hair dye, how it's going to look, she takes them out with the swatch outside. She takes them in the light in her in her beauty shop. She goes to the bathroom. She goes all over the place and says, "This is how it's going to look." And it's absolutely right, because I look at the color of my hair in the mirror in the bathroom, look at it outside, look at it in the light in here. It's so true. Light makes such a big difference. Anybody that's in theater will tell you all about that. Okay, this is coming along. Yeah, let me see what you're seeing, because I know the camera doesn't show the colors nearly as well. But it's coming along. Getting pretty much what I wanted. I'm just trying to really not lose all the complexities of the rose, and at the same time trying to get some color variety, which is working out pretty well. I like that petal right there. Okay, probably not going to go too much longer. There are things as I said, I'm definitely going to go back into this, but probably more working on the leaves, doing something more of that, and making the background more expressive. But the rose is really getting there. I'm real pleased. And as I said, you'll see it real well with the link, because I don't really know how to get my camera to really give the right color. I have to modify it, and they don't have that. They don't have that on YouTube anymore. They used to have that so I could modify it and get it right, but they don't have that anymore. So I know you're not seeing really exactly what I'm seeing. I'm seeing something that's more colorful and more intense. All right, I think I'm going to quit pretty soon. I think it's coming along real nice. But I do want to reestablish the form a little more and make it a little rounder. I like the way that one looks like it's got a little tear. Didn't really plan on that, but it's that little tear in the little petal right there. Okay, well, it's still only 13 minutes, so I might do a little more on the leaves, and then I'm going to quit. I want to make them have more to them. I don't want to get them too dark, because then I've got to go back into the background, which I'm going to go anyway, so I will do a little more to them. Well, you never know. Sometimes these YouTubes work out pretty well. Other times I get pretty frustrated. Sometimes I change them a whole lot. Sometimes what I do, when I do with the YouTube, with the demo YouTube, is what I leave, and I just just put it on my website and have a little thumbnail. That is actually what I did. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there, but I do feel like there's more to be done. I feel like there's a really interesting kind of blue-green area here that I want to pull out and not have as dark as I thought, and just have it dark in places so that the background is expressive too. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, to artists, every little tiny bit is very important. It's not just what it looks like, if it does look like something, but exactly how it looks as artwork. So thank you for watching. Be sure to click on the link in the description to see the final painting, and also there's a link to my Etsy shop, my website, and other sites.